Hello, so this is project P20303, the 911 training simulator, and our customer is the Rochester Fire Department, specifically Jared Jones, and our guide is Alan Dawson. So, what is the problem that our project is trying to solve? There's fire departments and other emergency responders that routinely provide 911 training for students, basically members of the community, and people in the community may not be familiar with how to call 911. They may be deaf or hard of hearing. They may be non-native English speakers. So all these people need practice to call 911 so they don't either freeze up or so that they're not too scared that they don't even call. And also, you can text 911. Not everyone knows that, so these training sessions teach that to the students, and they help people become more familiar with how to dial 911, what you need to say, and they just give you some confidence so that if you do need to actually call 911 in real life, you have a little bit of knowledge on what you need to do. So with there already being training provided, the solution did not need to involve a training regimen or what would need to be done by the instructor. That's something that Jared Jones and other trainers already have done. They just needed a way to simulate calling 911 and texting 911 without actually doing it. So that's where our team and our project came in, the solution to make the 911 training simulator. This simulator allows for anyone to pick up the trainee smartphone and open a simulated calling and texting app. These apps look very similar to real calling and texting apps that you'll find on your iPhone or Android phone, and then the person can then enter the recipient of a text message as 911 and send a text, and then the trainer would be able to then see that message pop up on their screen on their computer on the other side of the table, other side of the rooms, whatever it be. And then they could have a texting conversation simulating texting 911. And then same for calling. The person could pick up the training cell phone and open the dial pad calling app and dial 911, and then it would go directly to the computer for the trainer on wherever they are in the room, and then they would be able to have a conversation and practice getting the information across for 911. So as you can see in the bottom right, that gray box, that's the 911 training simulator itself. It has USB ports to pass through to the inside, which has the Raspberry Pi, which acts as the trainer's computer, and then there's also audio out, HDMI for video, and then included in the box that holds this training simulator is a projector so that the trainer could project the screen, or an HDMI cable to plug into a TV so that other people could see the texts being sent between the trainee and trainer. And there's also obviously the USB, like I think I mentioned, for the keyboard and mouse, and there's a small screen as well for the trainer to be able to easily see what he's doing or she, and there's USB for charging the phone for the trainee as well, so that the individual people being trained don't have to provide their own smartphones. So the solution was done by creating a VoIP or voice over IP network on the Raspberry Pi hosted there, which acts as our trainer's computer, and then the trainee phone included with the simulator would connect to the Wi-Fi of the Raspberry Pi, and that would put them on the same network. And then using a SIP soft phone app, a VoIP app on the phone, you'd be able to connect to the network, and then when you go to call or text 911, it will not go to a real 911 text or call. That's obviously very important that does not happen. You don't want it going to the real 911 center, so this just stays local, and it will go directly from the phone to the host, which is the Raspberry Pi, and the trainer wearing a headset can answer the call or can type a response via text. In summary, our project allows a person being trained to call or text 911, but instead of it going to a real 911 operator, it will just go to the trainer, and then they can communicate as if they were really talking to 911, and that will help get people more familiar with calling 911.